Hey Hatchlings, it's DragonFeather and welcome back to our channel. Today's episode is going to be about meditating. I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys saying that you don't know how to meditate, that you simply can't do it. You struggle with it or whatever. I'm going to do my best to explain some different ways I meditate, and I'm pretty sure I've made more videos on this topic, but I think it would be a good idea to make it again. So I think I just saw something, like a bird or something. That's why I got distracted. So the biggest thing about meditation that I feel like people get psyched out about is that it's so simple that sometimes it becomes difficult. And if you're not used to doing simple in the moment things, where you really focus on quieting your mind and calming your anxiety if you have any, and learning how to breathe and stuff like that, if you struggle with really simple things like that, then it might take a little bit of a learning curve to meditate. But the thing is that it works when you do it. So I wanted to tell you guys a little bit my meditation and how I personally meditate, because that's how I've been successful. And for me, what works best is one, either coming out into nature like I am now, or two, sitting in front of my altar at home, in candlelight if I can do it that way, and to have all artificial light turned off, all technology turned off and put away out of sight, and really focus on detaching myself and unplugging myself from the grind of everyday life. So when I come out into nature, it can be a little difficult depending on how the temperature is doing. Like right now it's December, but I live in California, Southern California, so I don't really see snow. I don't really know what that is. I've never seen that in my life. I do. I was born in Colorado, so I do know what snow looks like, but I haven't seen it in a very long time. So we're gonna ignore the plane. I really hope you guys can hear me. Should I? Nah, I'm awake. Step one is to take a deep breath. And how do you take a deep breath? You're going to want to focus on breathing from your diaphragm. And when you breathe in, you're going to want your stomach to fill out first and then your chest. If your chest is raising like that, if your shoulders are raising, you're breathing wrong. You want to have your stomach fill up and very slowly but steadily bring in the airflow using your diaphragm, which is the muscle that's right in between your rib cage at the very bottom and a little bit below that. So you're going to take a deep breath in and exhale through the mouth. And you're going to want to do that and try and do that as much as you can, because your breath is the most important thing, because using our breath we are able to travel either within ourselves or without of ourselves if we're traveling astrally. But we're not traveling astrally today, we are meditating today. So your breath is the most important thing. So take a deep breath in using your diaphragm, filling your stomach first, and then exhale, pushing your diaphragm, pushing all the way out until you have no more air to push out. If you really want to exaggerate that motion at first to get used to it, I recommend trying to do so. But then try and find a middle ground where you can relax and breathe deep, but not force yourself to breathe deep, but when you're first learning, sometimes it's good to exaggerate those motions to understand what is right and what is wrong when learning how to breathe properly. So once you learn how to breathe properly, you're going to go ahead and move on to set and setting. For me, while I was practicing in the closet, I would meditate in the shower. I would set an alarm and meditate in the shower as far away from the water as I could get, because if you're taking a deep breath in the shower, you don't want to breathe in water on accident. So I was facing away from the shower head as far away as I could possibly get, but I had enough water coming on my back that I wasn't cold, because I really struggle with cold temperature. So I like to be warm when I meditate. I would do my deep breath in, deep breath out, and I would know that it would be a really quick shower. And because it would be a really quick meditation, it would be 10 to 15 minutes of meditation, but when you first start out, sometimes that can be a lot. Sometimes that period of time can be exhausting, especially when you're a beginner, so don't be discouraged. Try anyway, and if the shower doesn't work for you, because it can be a little strange, but if you're in a household where maybe you're sharing rooms with a sibling, or you can't really get outside when you want to, and it's just noisy in general, and maybe you can't turn off all the lights like you want to, well, no fear, go ahead and go in the shower. And meditate in the shower, because that period of time is yours and no one's gonna bother you, and you can lock the door if you need to, if you're really worried about it, just because I know everyone has a different environment, so you never know. Shower's one way, that has worked for me in the past, and then my most common way of meditation now is meditating in front of my altar. So I usually meditate on a little pillow or a meditative cushion, and I will light some candles and turn off all other lights, all other technology, and store them away properly so they're not in my visual, my immediate visual surrounding. And I will go ahead and light a few candles, maybe call upon my guardians, Grail, Nalian, Fafnir, Ceres, as well as Monte, which is my personal dragon guardian. I will call upon maybe spirit guides, archangels, to work with me. Different gods and goddesses. It really depends on who you are and what you're trying to meditate and accomplish. But just basic meditation, I usually just call upon my higher self. And I ground myself, and by doing that, I sit straight with my head at about a 45-degree angle, looking towards the floor, and I focus on my breathing and try to not focus on anything but my breathing. Knowing that each time I take in a breath, I'm breathing in love, light, universal energy, and when I exhale, I'm exhaling all that no longer serves me. And so I'll just repeat that breath pattern for a few minutes, if I can keep it going on that long. Sometimes, we have cats, and they're annoying, but sometimes we have other distractions too, so do what you can, and don't get discouraged if you don't do it right the first time, because it might take some practice, and it sure has for me, and it's a daily experience if you want it to be, and it can be a lifelong journey if you so choose to make it that way. And I just meditate in candlelight, focusing on my breathing. Now, when I want to go within my body, when I want to go within my mind, within maybe the darker parts, maybe I have something that's really hurting me, and I really need to think about a situation, I meditate on things like that. Or if I'm just trying to get to know myself better, genuinely get to know myself better, I will tend to close my eyes when I do meditation like this. However, when I'm maybe trying to figure out a problem, or maybe trying to find a solution to a certain situation, something like that, I might keep my eyes open. I might gaze upon a candle flame if this is the case. And doing so gives you something to focus on visually while you focus on your breathing. Because sometimes, we get distracted too easily if we don't have one thing that we can focus on, maybe visually. Maybe we're visual people. Maybe we can put on some meditative music that maybe have really, really sacred sounds, and listen to that if we're more auditory oriented. It really depends. You're gonna have to try new things to get to know what works best for you. And that's another way that I like to meditate. And another way, and the third way that I feel is the best for beginners to meditate, 3 different ways to meditate for beginners, I guess, for this video, is come outside in nature. And that's why I'm here right now, because I wanted to come outside today and film a video or two, because I really enjoy filming out in nature, out in the wild, and I haven't been able to do that in a while. So I want to make some friends with some plants, and that's why I'm here. And I think that grounding yourself and taking the time to find a little place out in nature, be it at a park or maybe even your own backyard, but just outside where you can see green and you're surrounded by green. I mean, some of these plants are dead, unfortunately, but there are some green. There's still some life around here. And being able to sit in that nature and to just be with the earth, and to just close your eyes, maybe, if you wish, and just listen to the world around you can be really empowering, and can be really relaxing, and can be very, very meditative, and is a very, very good way to ground yourself, especially if you've been stressed out, bullshit's happening. Sometimes you just gotta exhale the bullshit, inhale the good shit, and exhale the bullshit. It's basically meditation. Coming outside can be a great way to do that, because Gaia, Earth, will take your negative energy, all that's bothering you, distracting you, not serving your greatest purpose, will take that negative energy and ground it, turn it into neutral energy, and you can bring positive energy up through the earth energy, Meditation is really about trying different things and seeing what works best for you. So that was my top 3 ways of meditating for beginners. So we have meditation in the shower and meditation in candlelight with no artificial lighting whatsoever, and meditating out in nature. And that seems to work the best for me and has kind of been what I did as a beginner. So I hope that it helps you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below and let me know, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But until next time, stay geeky, cheeky, and freaky, little hatchlings. Blessed be, and bye.